Today, we're going to find out if wearing one of these guys is going to automatically put pounds on your powerlifting total, or if I am a big dumb idiot for using a mouth guard every single heavy training session for the last 9 years. It's Dr. Seth, and we are talking about this because New Age Performance just sent me a box full of their mouth guards. That I'm going to be giving away in the Team Activated community, so stick around to the end of the video to find out how to get yourself one. For full disclosure, they did send me that box, but they aren't paying me to make this video. No money exchanged hands, and I get to say whatever the hell I want. Bananas, chipmunks, guacamole. See? With that out of the way, this was a tough video to figure out how to make because if I'm going to consider myself to be evidence-based, I need to acknowledge that the research on mouth guards for strength performance doesn't look 100% conclusive towards their benefits. Despite that, I am a fan of the product, and I don't think the clarity or lack thereof in the research makes any difference in terms of whether or not I am going to continue wearing one. Let's get into why the research doesn't really concern me, starting with looking at the evidence on the basic run-of-the-mill, just bite down on the sucker really hard kind of mouth guard, which, to be clear, this guy is not one of those. And the research doesn't look great. Placebo at best, no benefit, negative impact, impaired breathing, lack of oxygen uptake. Yikes. Basically, the research done on normal mouth guard says that it's probably going to do nothing at best and make it harder for you to breathe and get in the way of your training at worst. But New Age claims that this guy's benefits don't just come from clamping down, and they have a solution for the not able to breathe problem. When I first posted the box on my Instagram story, one of the DMs I got read, "Why are they all so thick? It's like they're made for gaping mouths." Because you'll notice, even the low profile model is pretty girthy. And that's not just for show. Because that thickness is there to hold your jaw slightly open, which is supposed to do two things. First, because of the opener mouth and open front of the mouth guard, it's not going to restrict your breathing. Second, the slightly open bite has the potential to increase force production and stability at the jaw and the neck. Those 2 points are totally nailed in the research, but what isn't completely clear is whether point number 2 and the increases in force production and stability at the jaw and neck lead to increases in performance on the barbell lifts or strength sports in general. There are studies that suggest there is a physical relationship between jaw position and strength output, but there are also studies suggesting that the benefit comes from a psychological aspect alone, aka placebo, which doesn't sound all that great on the surface. And lucky for you, I'm not one of those pseudo evidence-based nerds that only read studies and never actually lifts weights. Because there's way more to being evidence-based than reading a study and taking its results as gospel, especially on a topic where the evidence is relatively limited and the research is nowhere near conclusive. That's where we need to use the research as a foundation, but combine it with our experience and personal experimentation to come to the conclusion most appropriate for us. For me, my first experience with a New Age mouthguard was in 2015 when I dipped my toes into equipped lifting. Squat suits and bench shirts meant more weight, which meant more pressure, which turned into massive headaches and neck pain following every single training session. It freaking sucked. But someone suggested that I grabbed one of these, and the first session I did with it, the headaches and neck pain completely went away. So I kept wearing it, and the more I did, the more I noticed that wearing the mouth guard, it made me feel more locked in. My brace felt more secure, weights felt lighter on my back. I have zero clue if it's the jaw alignment and stability. I don't know if it's just placebo, and I frankly don't care. Because I know I get something out of wearing a mouth guard, and that something is enough to keep me coming back. And let's take a look at something every powerlifter knows makes a difference to their performance. The belt. Also, look how fat I used to be when I could wear this. Because it wasn't that long ago where the state of research on powerlifting belts was that where someone could make a reasonably strong argument that the belt did nothing but create a placebo effect. I actually got into multiple arguments with professors during my undergrad where they wanted to suggest that every powerlifter was just a big dumb meathead because they thought their belt did something for them. There are PhDs out there that will argue that a lifter wearing a belt does nothing but help the lifter unleash the power of their imagination. And to that, I really don't care if wearing a belt is just my imagination because the feeling I get is strong enough that I'm going to keep wearing it. And the exact same thing goes for a performance mouthpiece. Because when it comes to my performance under the barbell, I don't really care how something works or why something works. I just care that it works. Even if the benefit is purely just me feeling more confident, I know that feeling more confident is going to let me do better. So I'm going to keep doing it. And if you guys want to try one out, you can head over to New Age Performance to grab one for yourself. Or if you hit the link to join Team Activated on an annual membership, I will ship one out to you while supplies last, of course. If you are serious about improving your training, this is for you. Tired of plateaus, sticking points, nagging aches, and pains? Welcome to Team Activated, the ultimate community for growing as a lifter and coach. Inside, you will find a place to ask all of your questions and get answers from some of the best lifters and coaches in the world. You'll be able to post videos and get unlimited form checks, as well as get access to our exclusive course library in the classroom, plus an opportunity to attend live AMAs and live lectures. There's even team programming that you can follow along as you get support from the community. Don't go at this alone. Hit that link and let's get stronger together.